my Scorpio gang, what's happening, what's crack-a-lackin', and what's poppin', baby? It's your boy, for CancerMoonsTarot, coming at you guys with your October, I want to say September so bad, but your October 2020 reading. I hope everybody is well. If so, let me know down in those comments down below. Keep in mind this reading is general. If it resonates, that's awesome. If not, it is not your message, and also, these messages may resonate backwards or vice versa, so take the message how it resonates if it applies to your personal situation. If you guys would like, you may follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All that info will be linked in the description box down below. And if anybody is interested in purchasing a CancerMoonsTarot candle, that is the first link in the description, okay? Scorpio, how you guys doing, man? I hope you guys are doing well. And let's see what we got going on. You know, we're moving into Libra season, but soon enough it's going to be Scorpio season, so I hope you guys are excited for your birthdays. Coming up a lot faster than you think. Let's take a look, man. Messages for Scorpio here. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout October 2020. What messages do we got coming through for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout October 2020. What do we got going on? Messages for Scorpio here. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout October 2020. All right, my Scorpio gang, let's go ahead and get ourselves one last shuffle, and we'll see what we got going on. Hopefully we got ourselves some fantastic stuff. Scorpio, the overall energy for you guys here is going to be the Page of Wands. So, throughout October, you could be dealing with a younger fire sign for some, an Aries, a Sag, or a Leo. Your current energy is going to be the Seven of Wands. The person you're dealing with is going to be the Nine of Swords, and the outcome that's present for you is going to be the Nine of Cups. So, based on the energies provided for Scorpio so far, you can be connecting with an air sign, a water sign, or a fire sign. Now, the Page of Wands to the Seven of Wands, I think that moving throughout October, you're kind of in a space where you've noticed that your flirtatiousness, your openness, that vibe of feeling free, fun, and flirty has kind of been restricted, is something I'm almost feeling over here for you guys. I think you've gotten to a position where love wasn't something that was fun to explore anymore. Love kind of felt more of, it was too serious, it was more of a chore, it felt more intense, and I think you guys are getting to a space where it's like, I need to take a step back, reground myself, and recognize that love is supposed to be easy, love is supposed to be fun, love is supposed to be a good time connecting with a person with a genuine experience. I think you're recognizing that it shouldn't be something that could be considered a nightmare, Nine of Swords. And taking a look at the person you're connecting with here, they're showing up kind of as a nightmare in a sense for some. Could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here you're connecting with. Taking a look at who you're dealing with here, Nine of Swords, could be a person right now who's dealing with lots of stress, lots of anxieties. I feel like somebody's energy was very intense and you were wrapped up in that intense energy with them. And I think you started to come to the realization of, you know, love is supposed to be something that's fun and free. It's supposed to be a time that you spend with the person that you love each and every single day, just basically being happy with that individual and happy with the lifestyle that you're living. I think you got so sick and tired of being around somebody's energy that was consistently intense, and I think that you are done being surrounded by that kind of environment. I feel that moving throughout October 2020, you're taking a step back and you're focusing on what fulfills you, what makes you happy. The Nine of Cups. What makes you happy, Scorpio? What makes you feel good? What kind of energy do you want to spend your life surrounded by? And I think that that's the question you're asking yourself, and you recognize that you want to be surrounded by partners who are uplifting, partners who are fun, partners who are carefree and are down to have a great experience and have a great time every time they're around you. So let's take a look here real quick and terrify some stuff. That's the new word for clarifying. Let's take a look and see what's going on with this Nine of Swords. Why is the person that Scorpio is dealing with showing up as the Nine of Swords here throughout October 2020? And we got here the Queen of Wands. Could be a fire sign once again. Big fire energy, Scorpio. You really could be dealing with an Aries, Sag, Leo, but we have here the Queen of Wands, and I just pulled the Three of Wands as well. I think your person is coming from a position where they're incredibly passionate, but they're passionate to the point where everything for them has to go a certain way. I think your person is more about having the most fulfilling relationship in their eyes than actually taking a step back and respecting the fact that you're a part of the relationship too. It kind of feels to me like somebody here was more about them than they were about you. It was more about what they were getting out of the experience than you were getting out of the experience. I feel like your person kind of looked at everything through their feelings and emotions, but they weren't in consideration of you. And I think that's where a major red flag came up and a major problem was for you, Scorpio, was that your person was always heavily considerable to their feelings. They were very much so catering to themselves, but they didn't cater enough to you. And the Three of Wands here kind of shows it. It shows that there was distance between the two of you when it came towards the way you connected. So I think the person you're connecting with here was really focused about what it is that they were gaining from you, the benefits of the relationship. But when it came towards them not getting necessarily what they wanted, when you wanted something out of it, that became a whole issue. So I do feel like your person here was more caught up in the fantasy of what they wanted with you versus the actuality of the relationship. And I think that that was a major red flag for you to see, and eventually kind of made you feel like, wow, you know, this connection isn't so fun anymore. Love right now isn't so fun anymore because it isn't free. We aren't going with the flow. We aren't living our lives and enjoying every moment together. You know, it felt like you were here to please another person. And where was that pleasure back for you? You know, when it comes towards love and relationships, there needs to be compromises. There needs to be equal give and take. And you don't feel like your person here was stepping up to acknowledging your feelings and making sure that you were taken care of as well. All right. So that's what I'm seeing here so far, which is one of the implications on why you needed to distance yourself. So, excuse me, what I'm going to do here, Scorpio, is I'm going to go over the person you're dealing with. I'll take a look at how they feel towards you throughout October 2020. I'll see how they feel towards you, and then I'll take a look and see what's going on with them. Then I'll see how you feel towards them, what's going on with you throughout October 2020. We'll see where energies align, and then we'll go ahead and see the outcome, okay? Now, in regards to who Scorpio is dealing with, how does this person feel towards Scorpio? And what is going on with this individual, please, throughout October 2020? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Throughout October 2020, how does the person that Scorpio is dealing with feel towards Scorpio? And what is going on with this individual throughout October 2020? The first card out is going to be the Lovers. So this person did have romantic feelings for you. It could have been a Gemini. We have here the Four of Wands, and they did want a stable and happy connection. The thing that I keep getting the most about this person is their fantasy, their fantasy, their fantasy. That's what my guides keep pointing at. It's like, it's all about this person's fantasy, the way they wanted things to be, the way they viewed their relationship and their dream connection, okay? We have here the Nine of Wands, we have here the Death card, we got the King of Wands, and we also have the Queen of Pentacles. So looking at these energies so far, very important. The Lover's card to the Four of Wands. You know, this person wanted the relationship to be in their image. It was almost like everything they wanted to come to fruition. It was all about them. It was like nothing about you. It was like, where am I in this relationship? It's kind of like what you wanted to know. It was like, where am I in this relationship? Where are my feelings in this relationship? Where are anything? You know, where am I? You know, you wanted to know that. I think your person here got too caught up in the fantasy of getting what it is they wanted that they never took you into consideration. We also have here the Nine of Wands, and we have here the Death card. I do think, too, that the person you're connecting with held back and withdrawed a lot of information. You know, the Nine of Wands is a person who keeps a lot of things to themselves. And I think it got to the point where you were recognizing that this person was changing more and more over time. You know, when you two first connected, they were very open and honest with you. They were going with the flow with you. They were considering your feelings, and they were honestly treating you with some sort of equality. But over time, it feels like this person has bottled up a lot. And it feels to me like whatever it is they've bottled up, they do take out their repressed feelings on you. So what I'm gathering so far about your person is that they're not happy when things don't go their way. That's one of the biggest things we've seen come through. You know, they're focused about their image and what they want out of the relationship. They don't really focus on your feelings. But at the same time, I feel like one of the big reasons why this person doesn't focus on your feelings is because they're so used to repressing their own. That right there is a projection, my friends. That right there is a projection. They're so used to not focusing on their own feelings, okay, or repressing them, so then they project it onto you, and they don't focus on yours. But this person doesn't repress all of their feelings, you know? Otherwise, they wouldn't have this constant fantasy of how they want things to be, and they wouldn't be all about them. So in a sense, they repress their feelings and they project that onto you, but at the same time, they also express their feelings. Moving forward, you got here the King of Wands, and you got here the Queen of Pentacles. It feels to me that the only time this person devotes time to taking care of you is when it comes towards passion, not necessarily romance. So in the bedroom, for some of you Scorpios, maybe this person is a little more considerate about you. But when it comes towards feelings of romance and when it comes towards individuality, I just feel like this individual was more about them than they ever were about you. And I think you got tired of that. You know, you wanted to make sure you were being taken care of. Moving forward, though, from these energies, let's take a look at what's going on with this person throughout October 2020. What's going on with Scorpio's person here, please, throughout October 2020. We got here the Four of Cups, we got here the Eight of Cups, and then we got here the Queen of Swords. So remember how in the beginning of the reading, Scorpio, I kept telling you, this love doesn't feel so fun anymore? Well, the Seven of Wands is also an energy of blocking a person out. So it does feel that moving through October, you will be single. I think you are going to be distancing from this person. And the way they're feeling throughout October is they're feeling abandoned. Four of Cups, Eight of Cups. They feel abandoned by you. They feel like you are ignoring them and leaving them out in the cold. Ultimately, they feel like you have ghosted them. But how could you ghost somebody that has ghosted you the entire relationship? I think that that's where you feel. You're like, how could I ghost you when emotionally you were never there? How could I ghost you when you never took any sort of interest in how I'm feeling about things or how I'm viewing the relationship or how I feel, So it's almost like you can't sit there and say I ghosted you. Maybe physically I distanced and I checked out, but at the same time you were checked out emotionally the moment we got together. And maybe not the moment you got together because there was a reason why the two of you had a connection, but over time you started to notice that they checked out of you emotionally. They weren't checking in with you there, okay? Moving forward though, Scorpio, let's take a look at your energies here and see what we got going on throughout October. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout October 2020. How does Scorpio feel towards the person they're dealing with? And what is going on with Scorpio, please, throughout October 2020? The first card out is going to be the Magician. Now, we also had a flipper in here, which was the Page of Cups, and then we had a jumper, which was the Judgment. So, taking a look at these three cards so far, the Magician, the Page of Cups, and the Judgment. So just like how your person had a fantasy image of what they wanted their relationship to be like, to an extent, you did as well. I think any two people who have a connection and think about forming a relationship with one another have their own fantasy of what it would be like and what they would want it to be like. But at the end of the day, there's differences between a fantasy and then what the relationship really is. And if you want your relationship to be like the fantasy of what you two desire from one another, you have to be willing to communicate what you desire from one another, and you have to be willing to get there. And I think you were, the Magician to the Page of Cups. The way you pictured this relationship was a relationship full of love. I think you saw this person and you felt like they were the one for such a long time. You felt like the two of you were going to battle the world and everything was going to be great. Like you had a good feeling about this person when you first got together. And you have given them an unlimited amount of chances, I feel, too, Scorpio. I feel like you've given them a super crazy amount of chances in times where you feel like they've hurt you. But I think you stood because you felt like things were going to work out. Because you were always willing to put in the work. Now, on this person's end, they were only willing to put in the work that benefited them. So, over time, this connection was not an equal give and take. It was you giving, and it was this person taking. And that was not what you imagined when you signed up for a connection or a relationship, The way this reading looks, it looks like the two of you were dating, but maybe you weren't, But you can still call it a connection if it's not a relationship. But yeah, you didn't sign up for that kind of fantasy. You didn't sign up for the fantasy of being the giver while somebody just takes and takes and takes. You signed up for being in love, and having a beautiful connection. And this person signed up for that too, except it feels to me like they only focus on taking and being satisfied and being happy with what you deliver, but not providing that back to you. And that stings. And I know it does, man. I know my Scorpios. I feel your pain. You're like, dude, that fucking sucks. Yeah. Moving forward on your feelings here, let's take a look. We got here the Eight of Pentacles. We got here the Two of Pentacles. Wow. And we also have here the Hermit. I think there was a part of you, Scorpio, too, that felt like if you worked harder, then maybe they would just notice you. If they worked, if you continue to work on this connection harder, maybe things would just get better. Because the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles creates the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is all about a beautiful, stable relationship that's like filled with everything that is abundant. And you were thinking from this perspective where it's like, okay, well, if I continue working harder on this connection the two of us have, on this relationship the two of us have, things can improve, things can get better. So you never gave up hope. You know, you tried really, really hard for such a long time to make things work because you had that within you, because you were really committed to this person. So you were doing your best. But I think you realized that even the hardest amounts of, even no matter how hard you tried, I think you came to that realization that you still felt alone in this. And that's a crazy feeling to feel when you're alone, when somebody's right next to you, where you're alone or you feel alone when you're in a relationship. You know, you still tried your hardest and you still felt alone in this because it was like nothing would get through to the person you were connecting with. Moving forward, we got here the Eight of Swords, and we also have here the Ace of Wands. I think some point you just realize, Scorpio, that you can't be in this prison anymore. This prison of taking care of someone else, and this prison of not feeling heard or not feeling acknowledged or not even feeling loved in the way that you deserve to be. You had to break yourself free from this prison. Mars is currently in retrograde, and Mars retrograde is a perfect time to slow down and to take a look at what's stagnant in your life. And what essentially is stagnant here was this connection. The stagnancy wasn't coming from the fact that you were fulfilling this person. It was coming from the fact that this person was not fulfilling you. And neither were you necessarily fulfilled in yourself when you were consistently drained, giving all your energy away to the individual you were connecting with, you know? So what Mars is teaching you here is to not give away your energy so freely, and is to make sure that you fill your cup before you fill the cup of others. But here's the thing. The person you're dealing with may fill their cup, but they're not filling it for you either. You know? So I don't want to, of course, I hate when readings are like very intense and deep. That's why I got to keep myself grounded as possible. But Scorpio, I want you to know I empathize with you, okay? I want you to know that I understand that it's painful, because I can feel your energy, man, and I'm doing my best to kind of tune it out, and not in a negative way. But if you want this reading to continue, I got to make sure I keep myself grounded, you know? But I feel that energy coming through. This was a very emotional experience for you. And I have seen this energy throughout plenty of daily readings the past 2 weeks when it comes towards Scorpio kind of giving up on somebody, but then not. Because it's like there's this big part of you that just does not want to give up on the hope that things would work out between the two of you. But your mind and your logical side is struggling and is doing its best just to get you to see how the situation really is. And sometimes we have to let our heart go and recognize a situation for what it is, despite of what our heart wants. You know, you want love, but if you're not getting it in the way that you deserve it, then there's somebody else that's super special out there that's meant to give you that love. There's somebody else out there who's super special, who's meant to not only take care of your heart, but to cherish your heart and to give you their heart as well. You know? Moving forward, in regards to what's going on with Scorpio throughout the rest of the month, let's take a look. Whew! Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout October 2020. What do we got going on for Scorpio? What's going on with Scorpio, please, throughout October 2020? We got here the High Priestess, resonating with your intuition, what your body and mind and soul is telling you. We have here the Empress. Thank you, baby. And we also have here the Strength card. I think you're acknowledging that even though it's tough to detach from somebody that you really do deeply care about, you're doing it because you know that it's not serving you. You know, the Empress card here is you recognizing I'm worthy of someone great. I'm worthy of somebody who's going to give me everything that I already put into them. I'm worthy of somebody who's going to pay attention to me and acknowledge my feelings and acknowledge that I'm important, considering that you did not feel super important from this person. They made you feel like you weren't a part of something that you were a part of, which was this relationship that the two of you had. So with the Empress card here to the Strength card, this is all about you bossing up, and this is all about you acknowledging your worth and following what your intuition is saying. Intuitively, you know it's time to let go of this connection because you know it's time to find somebody that's going to respect you in the way that you deserve to be respected and treated and loved and cherished. You know that it's time to ascend and move forward. And even though it is a difficult process to detach, you're acknowledging that it's time to do this in October 2020, you know? Moving forward, in regards to where energies are aligning, please, between Scorpio and the person they're dealing with throughout October 2020, let's take a look. We have here the Three of Swords. We have here the King of Swords, the Knight of Cups, excuse me once again. And we also have here the King of Pentacles, yeah. So moving forward in regards to where energies are aligning, you know, Three of Swords, I told you, it's heartbreaking. It's not going to be the easiest thing to do to detach from somebody. But the King of Swords is your mind taking over your heart. Recognizing that even though the heart wants what it wants, which is essentially love, you know, your heart may not be craving this person 100%, especially with the ways you've been treated, but even though your heart wants love, you are overcoming that at the moment and recognizing that the love you need is the love for yourself. You need fulfillment in your life. You need to be happy doing what you're doing each and every single day, not being miserable with another person who's not benefiting you. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be miserable with somebody who isn't treating you the way you deserve to be treated. You know, and it's okay. If you're single right now, Scorpio, you should focus on what makes you happy. Whether you're living your best dream life, whether you have the best job, whether you have the best environment, such as friends and family surrounding you, whether you're doing a hobby or a side business or some sort of passion that makes you happy, that's the things right now that you got to be focused on, the things that fulfill you, the things that make you feel alive. That is what your intention is for the rest of October, is to do the things that fulfill you. All right? Do not do things that are against thy will. Do not do things that make you feel drained. Do not do things that don't bring happiness to the motherfucking table. Scorpio, if you're happy, okay, let's say that you love riding dirt bikes. That is your favorite thing. Go ahead and buy yourself a motherfucking dirt bike and be happy. If you want to start a clothing line because you're passionate about it, go start a motherfucking clothing line. All right? If you want to start a tarot channel because you're passionate about it, start a motherfucking tarot channel. Do what's going to make you happy and fulfilled throughout this October, because you'll finally get a taste at what it's like to be loved because you're loving yourself. The love that comes from outside of you is a beautiful thing, but it's not what's going to fulfill you. What fulfills you is the love that comes from within. And then the love that comes from outside of you is just a bonus, you know? So you'll find it with somebody. I promise you, you'll find it with the best motherfucking person. But it doesn't seem like this person's it, especially in the manner that they treat you, you know? So moving forward, you're focusing on your heart, or I'm sorry, not your heart, your head over your heart. Now we got here the Knight of Cups, and we also have here the King of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups is about progressing, moving forward, and finding a new person and acknowledging that you were meant for somebody else. And the King of Pentacles is just about accepting it, getting grounded, and understanding that this situation wasn't for you. Remember, I did say you guys have held on for so long to the point where you're acknowledging that it is time to go. And the King of Pentacles here to the Knight of Cups is the acknowledgement that it's time for you to move forward and to acknowledge that you were meant for someone else. The right one. You know, not the wrong one here. As for the overall outcome between Scorpio and the person they're dealing with, we got here the Tower. Yeah. And it was a Tower moment that was needed. Because if you would have stood with this person longer, Scorpio, you would have still been unhappy, you know? And I want nothing more than for you to be happy. Any person, any sign, anybody I come in contact with, I want happiness for others in life. All right, I, of course, want happiness for myself, and I do my best to be happy as much as possible and to fulfill myself, but guess what? I want you to be motherfucking happy, okay? So with the Tower card here, it's good that this cycle is coming to an ending and that you're breaking free from it, because the more or the longer you stood with this person and you felt like a ghost in a relationship, the more unhappy you would have been, the more you would have felt unworthy of certain things. Because it made you feel unworthy, being surrounded by a person who wasn't acknowledging how you feel, taking care of you, working with you as a team, when essentially that's what a relationship is. You know, you would have felt bad, not too good, being with this person for a longer time. So consider this breakup or this disconnect as a blessing, because the universe is trying to tell you this was not your path. You know, lesson learned too. What was the lesson that you could have learned from this situation, Scorpio? Well, the lesson you could have learned is to never let another person dim your light, to never let another person try to be all about them and not about you, to never give too much to somebody who doesn't know how to give back, to make sure that you're surrounded by equal give and take when it comes towards love and respect from other individuals. There's many lessons you could have learned out of this in general, you know? And one of the biggest lessons I think you could have learned, and that you will learn, is that you have to appreciate yourself when nobody else appreciates you. If this person, it don't matter if it's your mom, your dad, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, if somebody else doesn't appreciate you, you got to appreciate yourself, because your self-appreciation will always be the highest form of appreciation than the appreciation from others. On top of that as well, if the person closest to you in your life doesn't appreciate you, then they may not be the right person that should have that slot or spot. There's somebody else who's meant to be sitting up there in that romantic kind of vibe with you, and it is not this individual if they do not appreciate you. It's meant for somebody else, and you will find that person. Don't worry how, don't worry when, don't worry where. Live your life right now. Live your life for happiness, live your life for fulfillment, live your life in the way that you desire. Because when you focus on living the best life possible that you can for yourself, everything else will manifest. Everything else will fall into alignment with you. Even the right person for you to fall in love with. Okay? Scorpio. Energetic reading for sure. Lots of stuff going on, but I'm happy to see the shift. I'm happy to see the release on your end. I'm happy to see that you're letting go, and it's going to be good for you, man. Even though this was a very emotional, intense reading, I promise you, things are about to get on the up and up for you, and I'm excited to see where things are going to go. Take that 9 of Cups right now. Take that cup, man. Fill yourself first before you fill others. Scorpio, thank you guys so much for coming through, man. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, if it does resonate, please let me know down in the comments down below. Take care, guys. Have an awesome and amazing rest of your October 2020. And I will catch you guys in your October mid-monthlies. Much love, my Scorpio gang, and have yourselves a good one. Peace. Take care, guys.